Hi, welcome back to Healing the Hood podcast with your host, the Hood Philosopher. The vibe is a little different today. We're outside. So peace be unto you. I hope you're doing well. I hope that God is blessing you divinely today. The vibes are nice. The vibes are really, really nice. The sun is out. It's like 70 degrees, y'all, in Michigan right now. I'm feeling it so much. So today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I just have something to say. Won't take up a lot of your time. And okay, so today's episode is about revolutionaries and people being revolutionaries and how I am a revolutionary. So I wrote this. My friends are calling it a speech. Some of my friends are saying that it should be in a book, but this is for y'all. So here we go. It's called I'm a Revolutionary. I'm a revolutionary, as we all should strive to be. A revolutionary is a person who is committed to re-evolve over and over. We have all been re-evolving since we became planted within our mother's wombs, evolving one cell at a time, one organ at a time, one first breath, one first cry, one first step, one first moment after another first moment, over and over. We have been revolutionaries long before we opened our eyes, and long before we heard our mother's voices. Our bodies and physical matter will continue to evolve until we die, without much effort from us. However, our mental and spiritual matter absolutely demands our efforts to evolve. The mental and spiritual matter ask us to become consciously aware of who we are, where we're from, where we're going, and how we will get there. It asks us to evaluate who we surround ourselves with, what do we spend our time on, what serves us and what does not serve us. In a society that is full of distractions from itself, it's going to be harder than ever. It's going to be harder than it ever has been throughout history for us to connect with our higher selves. It's going to be impossible for us to reach the inner God within ourselves until we commit to understanding we must step into a conscious space that allows us to reevaluate, to re-evolve. There is no evolution without evaluation. We must go inwards and question why our hearts and minds have cultivated the realms in which they reside. We must question why our thought patterns are our thought patterns. We have to engage in the mental and spiritual cleanse of our soul. We have to be thoroughly cleansed of our baggage in order to ascend to higher planes. The God within all of us is buried by the baggage of our earthly desires and our earthly egos, while subconsciously a beast is buried by our consciousness of being man. There are 3 stages to human evolution: beast, man, God. Many of us reside in our... I'm going to tell y'all the truth right now. I'm low-key freestyling this part because I haven't printed it out, but this part is missing. So I'm going to freestyle it because I know what I was saying regardless. So here we go. Many of us reside in our man stages of the 3 stages of evolution, from beast, man to God. A lot of us are in the stages of man because we are conscious, but we're not conscious enough. And I would argue that the man stage of the evolution process is not the worst, but it is one of the saddest, because we are conscious and we have developed consciousness, but we don't understand what the consciousness is for. We haven't found the purpose of ourselves. We haven't reached a higher plane because we are rooted in our earthly desires. We are obsessed with achieving things that are only physical, like cars, money, fame, status, houses, and we're consciously dead. The man is a zombie. We walk around brain dead, and we don't know where we're going. We're just living life, putting one foot in front of the other every single day, hoping that something sticks. We're throwing shit on the wall and trying to figure out what sticks. And I thought that this was going to be a lot more hood philosopher, but it's okay. It is what it is. The man stage of evolution, we're just truly led by our physical matter, and we don't appreciate the God for what it is. We try to put meaning on everything. We think everything needs to be defined because we're conscious. Our consciousness has stupefied us. The fact that we only use about 10% of our brains, and I would even argue that we probably use a lot less now that we're addicted to our phones and social media and consuming content. I'd probably say we probably use about 2 to 3%. So we've been absolutely stupefied by our consciousness. Our consciousness has been degraded so much so that it should make you disgusted with who you are as a person. It should make you disgusted with who we are as individuals. It should make you disgusted with society because we're literally stupid. Imagine if you used 30% of your brain or 50%. We don't even get to use half. Could you imagine the things that we could accomplish if we used half? But we're constantly distracted and we're not trying to evolve. As man stays in the man stage of the humane evolution, they are lifeless, they are brain dead, they are zombies. And I say that they are lifeless because the spirit hasn't come into connection with the physical. In order for you to be living a fulfilled life, you have to connect the spirit to the physical realm. There's no possible way in which you live a fulfilled life without uncovering who you are consciously and understanding that there is a God that is inside of you and that it is so divine, but it has been pushed down and buried down by the stupefaction of our brains. And living doesn't equate to ascending. Ascending is going to take time. It's going to take time in order to go from man to God. But first we must understand what it means to be a beast. The beast stage of evolution is when the human has no consciousness. The human has not developed a sense of self. The sense of self has not been discovered because there has been no identification of who you are. In the beast stage, we are savages. We kill, we steal, we lie, we take advantage, we violate, we humiliate, we disrespect ourselves, we disrespect others, and we haven't developed a sense of empathy. I think understanding the beast stage is crucial for us to ascend because it is a reminder of how low our vibrations can get if we allow it. The beast stage also symbolizes what it means to abandon your consciousness, to abandon the spirituality that is inside of you, that is inside of all of us. And some people don't believe in spirituality, and I understand that. But when you feel energy and you can read energy and you can feel other people's emotions without you even having to ask them what they feel, and that intuition, babe, that's spirituality. That's spirituality meeting the physical realm. Or how you can predict things, or how you dream, or how you just have such a deep level of subconscious awareness. That is spirituality. Whether you don't have to put a God on it, you don't have to put a religion on it, you don't have to do any of that. But you have to recognize that you are a conscious being regardless. In the beast stage, we are worse than zombies. We are the virus. We create chaos. We create animosity and negativity and pain for those around us and those who experience us in our unconsciousness, rather. Does any of this sound familiar? Like, if you ever, like, kind of... Let's just freestyle it for the rest. I'm tired of it. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know what I'm about. If we even take this back... Even if we take this back to the hood, because y'all know I'm like, at the end of the day, it's all about the hood to me. It's all about the ascension of the people. So we don't got to do all of the rigmarole. Let's just be for real right now for a second. Like, killing people in the hood, stealing, robbing, scheming, plotting, finessing. You're a beast. You're a savage. You are the virus of society. You are the problem. And the man who is conscious but not conscious enough, you also are the problem. If you are not trying to evolve, if you're not trying to change, if you're not putting in the efforts and the work that is needed for the society to grow as a collective, if you're not obtaining or trying to obtain God level status that is inside of you, you are a part of the problem. But the thing is, some of us don't even know that we are God. Some of us don't even know our potential even in like the slightest way, and it's like a little scary when you kind of like put it in the grand scheme. There's somebody walking by. That's pretty cool. They should come say hi to the podcast. I actually want to read y'all something. It's going to be really quick. It's called, this is from, I want to read you guys something really quick from this book. It's called From Niggas to Gods, Volume 2. Y'all know I won't shut up about this book. This is called God is Still Self-Created. I'm going to skip to the part that I just want y'all to hear. After the God self-created, organized, and prioritized himself, he created, organized, and prioritized all of his creations around him, the world, his world, and other worlds. After God created himself into divine, he made his outer atmosphere to reflect his own inner beauty. Lessons. As we go from niggas to gods on our journey is an uplifting act of self-creation as an individual person and as a whole nation. Collective assistance is only to be used towards the development of self-independence, which will prepare you enough to be a point of interdependence for your own people. Yet first we must grow and stand up straight on our own, one foundation, becoming a strong enough link to be added to the chain. Now, when you think about it like that, and when you put it into words like that, you have to remember that what you're here for is bigger than you. And I think that that's when we are able to ascend into this God level status. Now, I do not think I'm like God level status or anything. I won't push it there, but I will say I do think I am on the path of becoming the type of person who is God-like. Not in every way. That takes time, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like, ain't nobody gonna sit up and cap for no podcast. Like, y'all know that's not even who I am as a person. I am who I am, and I'm growing and I'm evolving. But at the end of the day, I'm conscious enough to know that I need to evolve. And I think that there's so many people who aren't even conscious enough to know that they need to evolve, especially in the hood. We can really take it back to the hood, like I said. A lot of us are not even conscious enough to understand that the things and the behaviors that we're doing are beast-like, are savage-like, that we're literally living, I don't want to say wrong, but we're just living less than, and we're vibrating at a lower frequency than what we used to. We used to be divine. To my black people, we used to be divine gods and goddesses, like literally of this universe. Back in Africa, and it's interesting to think about, but because it just feels so far from out of touch with the reality, because we were enslaved and we lost our sense of self, we lost our sense of purpose, we lost our sense of God, we lost our touch with reality because we've been stupefied through the means of torture and through the means of slavery. And that is something that cannot really take us, like, we just really can't get that true sense of self back until we become conscious enough to be like, damn, my grand people were really like slaves, but my people before that, they were gods and goddesses, and they understood spirituality to such a high level because they understood love. And so many people just don't really know what it means to be loved. They think that love is this possessive, controlled thing, but to love somebody is to accept them. It's a radical acceptance of naturally who you are, and this codependence, but also a sense of hyper independence to who we are. And I think until we get to that root level at the man stage, because in the beast and the man stage is to fully respect others and to fully love others, I don't know when we'll ascend to being God. So I don't know. I read this to a friend, and they said it was a lot. They said it was really heavy and hard-hitting, and they thought it would go over a lot of people's heads. I'm really hoping that you got the message, and that I tried to bring it down because I realized that it was a little too philosophical. It was a little too much. It was. So I tried to reel it back into, who my target audience is, because my target audience is people in the hood. And that's not to say that I don't think that you can perceive the message or receive the message in my intended way, but I think you also need to just receive it in whatever way God wants you to receive it. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to keep you here too long today. I'm going to read some more of my book, and I'm going to crochet. I actually brought some crochet stuff because I literally just intended to just come chill at the park, and I was just like, damn, I have my podcast stuff, like, why not? Y'all, I actually got a new, y'all don't care, do y'all care? Y'all care. I got a Rode mic, but it's completely dead, so we're still on my other podcast stuff, but I'm like really excited to like figure out how to podcast with the Rode stuff. So yeah, I implore you to become a revolutionary and to meet me on this journey of revolutionizing and re-evolving continuously every single day to be a better person for yourself and for your children and for the lives around you, so that maybe one day the hood isn't such a scary place. I was just talking to a friend who fixes up houses in the hood, and they were helping somebody buy houses for the hood and pour into the hood, and this woman got robbed, and they robbed the house that she was trying to fix up to, you know, put back into the hood. This is in Detroit, if you are curious. And it's just like that savage beast-like mentality where we're not understanding and we're not being able to be receptive to change and things that are good for us. So I just implore you to do a deep dive on yourself today. Maybe get a journal, maybe take some time outside and just ask yourself some questions like, who am I? Where am I going? Where am I from? Who do I hang around? Are those people good for me? Are the things that I consume, whether that's content, drugs, whatever the case may be, are those things good for me? And let's just kind of maybe get aware. I'm not saying we have to be gods tomorrow. I'm not saying we got to be gods next week. But maybe we can try to just be aware a little bit more and get receptive to learning. Because so many people that I know, they're not receptive to learning information. I think that if we all just step into the world with a consciousness and awareness that you can learn something from everybody. Nobody is saying that if somebody talks to you for 20 minutes that every single thing that they said is going to apply to your life. Like, that's just not even the reality. But what I am saying is that sometimes somebody does have something really good and knowledgeable that they're trying to give you, and it could change your life if you just learn to be a little bit more receptive and just understand that you're not always right, because few can learn from a wise man, but a wise man learns from everyone. Every single time I meet somebody, I'm thinking, what can I learn from you? What can you instill in me? What can you teach me to help me get to a higher level of consciousness? Because if I was not supposed to meet you, if this interaction was not supposed to happen, if I was not supposed to come across this YouTube video or this show, it never would have happened anyways. Everything is so divinely written that you have to understand that every little thing that is put into your life happens for a very particular reason. So even that alone, even having that realization alone could take you so much further consciously in understanding that you literally are here for a reason. And I know I say that in every single podcast episode, but it's kind of like the more I interact with people, the more I realize that a lot of people don't even understand that they have a purpose of being here. So y'all know I love you. I love you long time. I love you long time so bad. And I'll talk to y'all in the next episode. Thank you for chilling with me. And I hope this episode reaches who it's supposed to reach. I know it's not for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. And I see you when I see you. And when I see you, I hope that you are a little bit further on your journey rather than being a savage beast like the people in the hood. Because y'all, they make the hood scary. They make the hood scary. I saw this YouTube. Okay, real quick side note before we close out. I saw this Instagram before I deleted like Instagram or whatever, and this guy was randomly going around asking people. I'm gonna see if I can find it or have somebody send it to me and put it in. Can I do that on the podcast? We'll do it on the YouTube video. But I saw this guy going around asking people like, what city what city will you never visit? And everybody was like, Detroit. I'm telling y'all making the hood scary. We gotta learn to stop letting the hood be so scary. But I'm not scared of the hood, y'all. I be in the hood. We in the hood right now. Can y'all see those people? I don't know. There's like a little skate park back there. Skate parks in the hood. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It's actually kind of crazy. But I'll see y'all in the next episode. Thank you for listening to Healing the Hood podcast with your host, The Hood Philosopher. I love you real bad. I love you a long time. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.